Not long to make your mind up. We'll join floating voters on a canal boat to find out what's on their minds ahead of the election.
It's fascinating to see this area from a different perspective and from a much slower perspective as well.
And staying in the Black Country all this week, BBC Radio WM's Breakfast Show is broadcasting from a narrowboat to get around the region and hear from floating voters about what matters to them in the run-up to the election. Kevin Reid went out to meet them this morning on the canals in Dudley.
Good morning, welcome to Wednesday. The sun's just come out here at the Dudley Canal and Tunnel Trust. And there's some
The Radio WM Breakfast Show on tour of the canals of Birmingham and the Black Country. They're literally testing the water as we count down to July the 4th.
We're travelling through the West Midlands on a narrowboat and exploring the wonderful canals of the West Midlands, Birmingham and the Black Country. But on the way, finding out how people feel about the general election. It's our boat, your vote.
Today's stopping place was the Dudley Canals Tunnels Trust in Dudley. And amongst the guests, listener Joe Yarnell.
I'm a float-about voter, so yeah, I'm still undecided of which way to vote.
But Joe certainly anchored her views on what she wants.
I've got a disabled daughter, so I'm looking at what the candidates are going to be offering for social care, for special education needs, education. A lot of times they talk the talk but don't walk the walk, and when they're not living in your shoes, sometimes it's easy to make promises, but promises aren't always kept.
The Canals Trust here is part of the Black Country Living Museum. It costs £12 million per year to run, and they want the next government to be more understanding of what they do.
A recognition that tourism is hugely important. Even in the West Midlands, it's worth £14 billion. I think also a recognition that jobs in tourism and hospitality are proper jobs.
The show was in Birmingham on Monday, Smethwick yesterday and Dudley today, of course, but tomorrow it's a chance for people to have their say in Bilston, and then on Friday it'll be in Wolverhampton.
It's fascinating to see this area from a different perspective and from a much slower perspective as well. We're going 3 miles an hour, and it just gives you a chance to wind down and, think about things. And we've met some great people along the way. It's time to say goodbye.
Ta-ra a bit.
Ta-ra a bit. Ta-ra a bit.
Kevin Reid, BBC Midlands Today, Dudley.